Welcome back. Today we are going to go over Section 2.5, Solving Linear Inequalities. The learning objectives here, by the end of this section, you'll be able to graph inequalities on the number line, solve linear inequalities, translate words to an inequality, and solve applications. Okay, graphing. What graph inequalities on the number line? There is much being said here. It's better if we see it using pictures, right? So first of all, I have four number lines here. So say I want to graph x greater than 3. All right, x greater than 3. So what do? I take somewhere over here is 0. Here is 1. Here is 2. Here is 3. My x is greater than 3. So my x is allowed to be to the right of 3. So x can be anywhere to the right of 3. Is 3 allowed? No. So you would place an open circle there. Some people also write parentheses there, parentheses, and then draw the line across. Okay, draw the ray to the right. So in interval notation, this would then be, it's called parenthesis 3 until infinity. Okay, symbol for infinity. Infinity is always parenthesis. So the parenthesis represents open interval. Open 3 to open infinity. That's how you write. Open 3 to open infinity. So that's the interval you're talking about. All right. Now, what if you had, instead of this, you had, let's say, greater equals 3. In that case, instead of parenthesis, you would use a bracket. All right. So bracket is called closed. So that's called closed. So what's the picture drawing for it? So you have 3 over here. Instead of that open circle or open bubble, you have a filled in circle. And then you draw across. Like this. Some people, instead of parenthesis, use bracket at 3. All right. What about the case that you may have less than? Instead of greater than, you have less than. So you need a picture at this point. Open what to what? We know it's going to be open. So this is less than 3. Let's draw 3. 3 is somewhere here. Because it is less than, it is an open circle. It is not filled in. Sometimes people like to draw just parentheses. And x is less than 3, so it goes all the way to negative infinity. Okay. So notice you always start from left-hand number first. Well, you don't have a number on the left. negative infinity is not a number. So open negative infinity to open 3. How do I write it in interval notation? Parenthesis, negative infinity to negative 3, right? Likewise, the last one, less equal. So instead of greater than 3 or less than 3, you have less than or equal to 3. So the picture will be similar. You're going from negative infinity to 3, but this time, 3, I'm sorry. Yeah. So instead of just less than 3, your less equals 3. So it's bracket at 3. Okay. So open negative infinity to closed 3. All right. So the picture would be, here is 3. Instead of open circle, you now have a closed point. That's filled in point. Some people like to add brackets. It's not needed. As long as you keep open circle for open 3, closed point for closed 3, this is how you would draw. X is less than or equal to. So that's your graph for X is less than or equal to 3. Well, what happens when you have in between? So now here it starts getting more fun. So these are the possible infinite values. If you don't have infinite values, so for example, you say you're starting at 2 less than x less than 3. What does this mean? This is less than, so parenthesis 2, this is less than 3, so parenthesis 3. So open 2 to open 3. What do we do here? Well, so here is 2, here is 3, open 2 and open 3 and fill in between. All right, so no infinities to worry about. Next, suppose you have two less equals x less than 3. Okay, so how do I read it? Well, 2 is less equal, so equal closed 2 to, this is open 3, that is bracket at 2, parentheses at 3. Well, somewhere here is 2, somewhere here is 3, 2 is filled in because it's closed, 3 is open because it's less than, and everything in between. Okay. Continuing, what if you have the other way around? By the way, these are infinitely long lines, not just line segments. So I mustn't forget to draw arrows. So you have 2 less than x less equals 3. That is open 2 to closed 3. That is parenthesis 2 bracket 3. Right? So somewhere here is 2, somewhere here is 3. 2 is open, 3 is closed. That's it. Okay. Fill in the region between the two. Next. Less equals to x, 2 less than or equal to x, less than or equal to 3. That is closed 2 to closed 3. That's bracket 2, bracket 3. Okay. So, how do we graph this? Here is 2, here is 3. Fill in, fill in. That's it. Okay. So these are the various ways of describing, graphing our intervals. So these are called intervals, these are inequalities, and these are English statements, yeah, English phrases to describe your inequalities, and these are graphs. So graphs are what you draw. This is an inequality, that's an interval, and that's an English phrase expressing your inequalities. We'll continue in our next video.